Hi, this is Happy Bird from Happy Bird's Glitter Nest.blogspot.com, and today I'm doing a wonderful snowman collab with my friend Craftie. Now I'm going to show you how to make this cute little rolled felt snowman ornament, and it's extremely lightweight, and Craftie will have a snowman craft for you as well, and her name is spelled C-R-A-F-T-I-E. And so I'll be sure and provide a link to her channel in the first comment below this video, as well as the show more drop down bar below this video. So you can click on either place and it'll take you right to her snowman craft that she's going to do for you. So with that said, let's move on and I'll show you how to make this little guy. Okay, so because I can't cut a straight line to save my life, I have to make this pattern. So I just took my paper cutter and I cut this to be 2 3/4 inches wide by 8.5 inches long, okay? And then you're going to need a piece of white felt, and I put some double-sided sticky tape on the back, and I'm just going to line this up with my felt the best that I can, like that. I'm taking a mechanical pencil and just kind of making a line right along the edge of this cardstock. And then I'll peel this off and then cut this out. Now you may be able to cut a straight line, but I have to do this, so. Okay, so we have what looks like this, alright? Now it's not going to be 100% perfect, but it'll be a lot better than what I could do on my own without a pattern. So, okay, so we'll go on to the next step. We'll set this aside for a moment. Okay, so the next thing you'll need is some wire. You can go to any craft store or Walmart that has a bead section and just pick up 20 gauge wire, okay? So you're going to need to cut about 4.5 inches. So I'm going to lay this out on a ruler and then snip off 4.5 inches. About like that. My hands are so cold this morning, it's hard to move them. It's really chilly out. Okay. I'm going to take my wire straighteners, and of course this doesn't have to be perfect. I'm just straightening out a little bit like this. If you don't have wire straighteners, just take a soft cloth and put it between your fingers and just do this. Okay? And like I said, it doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. Just do the best you can. Okay, so that's good enough for me. Now you can use your round nose pliers, or you can use your memory wire finishing pliers, which is what I'm going to use. And if you're curious about these, you can always check out this project on my blog, and I'll have a link there for you. So I'm going to be using the small pig, and I'm just going to roll it around until I create a split ring. So I'm going to take this off. Then I'm going to take my chain nose pliers and give that a little back bend here. Alright, and then I'm going to do the same thing on this end. Roll it on around until I make a split ring. That looks good. And come in and give it a little back bend like that. Okay. Now, I really don't care too much about the top part, and I'll show you why in a moment. Okay, you're going to take your felt, and you're going to lay this down like this. Make sure that this is butt up against the bottom of your felt. Now you see how the top part sticks out a ways past the top? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if it sticks out this far or even this far, okay? And I'll show you why in a moment. But you're going to take your hot glue gun and you're going to run a stripe of hot glue just like that. Alright, and like I said, you're going to make your bottom part right here butt up against the felt, and then you're going to do this. Okay, make sure it grabs like that. Okay, so now we are just going to roll like this. It's best to roll it on the ground like this, or on, not on the ground, I meant on the surface, flat on the surface. And you can kind of coax the bottom part to look even. Like I said, I'm not worried about the top part. That part will be covered. And just go slowly. There's no need to rush. See, I'm kind of pushing it down a little bit as I go. All right. So now, just going to put a small stripe of glue right here on the edge. And then flatten it like that. Okay. And this, like I said, will be the bottom. And you see the top? That's fine, because that'll be covered anyway. Okay. So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to need some stretchy gloves. Okay, I bought this 2-pack at the Dollar Tree, and these were the only colors that my Dollar Tree had this in. Now you might see other stretchy gloves that are real fluffy. Let me give you an example here. Hold on. Okay. Now these aren't gloves, but these socks are the same type of material, where it's, you know, they're the snuggly socks, I guess you call them. They had some gloves using the same material. You don't want to get the gloves with this type of material, because when you cut the fingers off to use for your little snowman, it will fall apart. Okay, so you need those stretchy gloves. Now I'm going to start by using purple, and I'm just going to snip this finger off right at the very top, like that. Okay. Then I'm going to roll the bottom part up, just like this, to look like a little brim around the hat. You might have to do it a couple of times to get it to look decent. It's not difficult. Okay. So there we go. And we do want to leave a little bit at the top because we're going to tie it here, but I think this looks pretty cute. So we're going to slip this over the icky top part. Like that. Okay. And you're going to need this part to stick up a little. Like I said, we're going to tie that off. Make sure the seam is at the back. Okay. Alright. So now I'm just going to come in with my hot glue and put just a dot underneath so it'll hold. Be careful, you don't want it to leak out from the brim of this hat. And then you're going to put a little dot in the brim area to hold it. And you're going to do the same thing on the back. Be very careful though, because you don't want a hot gluey mess. Okay. There we go. And if a little bit happens to seep out that you don't want, just take your little scissors after it dries and just kind of snip it off there like that. Okay, but this will look cute by the time we're finished. Alright, so this is what we have so far for the front. So let's move on to tying the brim. I'm just using some black thread like this. Just going to cut a piece off. And I have some of these little bells. You can pick these up on eBay. And so I'll probably use a couple of these. Maybe the smaller ones in pink. Let's see, do I have a small pink one here? Yeah, I do. I'll use 2 pink, like that. I know I have purple in here, but I don't want to use purple because I'm afraid that if I do, it won't really show up that well on the hat here. So I'm just going to string these through, if I can get my cold hands to work. Okay, and then string the other piece like that. Alright, I'm going to make sure that these are in the middle, and then I'm going to tie this with a couple of overhand knots like that. Okay, and then now I'm going to place this on the front of the hat, but you know, I think I'm going to tie a loop ahead of time like this, see? So I can just slip this right over the top of the hat and then pull. Kind of place these in the front. Yeah, see, just like that. And then I'm just going to take one end and wrap it around several times and then just tie it off with a couple of overhand knots. So So you can do this easily. If an old lady like me with cold hands can do this, you can do it. And then maybe I'll do a couple more overhand knots just to make sure that it's going to hold. And then I'll just snip it off like so. So we have the top part of the little snowman's hat. Okay. Alright. Now you can always do more to that hat and make it look cute. You can do a little bit of beadwork around here. You can put some rickrack. So I'm going to find something to put at the bottom. Okay, I was looking in my stash for rickrack and I couldn't believe how perfectly this matched the snowman. I didn't do it on purpose. The only thing that kind of bothered me was the fact that this was just way too wide for the hat. So I'll show you what I did to remedy that. Let me cut a piece off. Okay. So all I did was at the bottom here, I just cut this off like this and try to make a straight line. Just cut the little bumps off at the bottom. Like that. So it looks like rainbows. And then when I tried to match this up, see, it looks really nice. So I'm just going to put a little dot at the very back because that's where I'm going to start. Not a lot, just a tiny bit. And I'm going to hold that on like this. I'm not going to put a ton of glue on this. I'm just going to put the tiniest little smear on every couple of bumps, I guess you'd call them. Hills. Okay. Oops, that came right off. I think I got a little close on that one. But that's okay. It seems to have reached the back. But you know, I can just cut this off and then put one of these little bumps in between. And I'll just cut this off as much as I can here. That's one of the reasons I love these little detail scissors. You can really get in there. All right. Put the tiniest little bit of hot glue and then put this on. There, and that doesn't look too bad on the back. Alright, so we have the little hat finished. Now for the eyes, I bought these teddy bear eyes on eBay. I'm sure you can find them on AliExpress and some of the other online places. And some of them come with little screws, and I avoided those. I wanted the ones with the pins. Well, I say they're pins, but they're not sharp at the end. They're flat. But I think I ordered 4mm. Let me double check that. Yeah, these are 4mm. So I'm just taking my Dollar Tree wire cutters, and I'm going to need 2 eyes, but I'm going to cut these pins off, and I'm going to cut my hand like that so the metal part doesn't fly. Oh, and guess what? It flew anyway. Okay, so I'll have to cut my hands a little better than I did before. I mean, it won't stick anybody or anything like that, but okay, that's better. There it is. So then I can throw that away. All right. Now, on the front here, what I do first is I kind of get an idea of where I want to place my eyes. So I think I want to put one there and maybe one there. I kind of want to make them close together because I think they look cute when they're fairly close together. So I'm going to take this in with my detail hot glue gun. Just put the smallest amount of glue. Don't need a lot. It might be a little too much. Okay, so just going to hold this on like that, and then now I'm going to take the other eye and do the same thing. And if you want information on this mini detail glue gun, it will be on my blog. Just click on this project, and when the page opens up, then the link will be right there. Okay. Alright. That's a little far apart compared to where I wanted them. So I'm gonna do that one again. And then I'll fix it by just cutting off the fuzz. And it's good that this happens because then I can show you what I did to fix it. I think the eyes look funny when they're far apart. That's why I like them closer together. See, now that's better. Okay. Now the next thing that we're going to do is make the nose, and that's really easy. You just take a toothpick and an orange Sharpie marker, and I'm just going to make sure I color this really well at the end. Make sure you get it all over. I want it to be a dark orange. Alright. Blow on this for a minute. Then we're going to take our wire cutters, and I'm going to start by cutting off a fairly good amount and then just cutting it down as to where I want it. Just kind of measuring and cutting, measuring and cutting. That's cute. I think I'll cut just the tiniest bit off here. Okay, I think I'm going to use this. Now, I have to take the end part that I cut off and make sure that's orange as well. Okay. And so with this, I'm just going to put a little bit here, like that. I have some fuzz on my hot glue gun. Hold on for a second. I wanted to get that off. Okay, let's try this again. I just want to smear it on because it will stick really well to this felt. You don't need a whole lot. Okay, just like that. Alright, okay, so now we're going to make his cheeks, and normally I would buy Dollar Tree blush, but when I went to the Dollar Tree to find pink Dollar Tree blush, they didn't have any, so I resorted to buying eyeshadow with the pink in it. And I'm just going to take the end of a Q-tip, and I'm going to make some cheeks. We're not going to make a mouth on this one. I'm going to be doing this a little differently. And I'm just twirling like that. Make some nice pink cheeks. Like that. Okay. All right. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to make a little scarf. And I'm going to make a felt scarf. And I'm using this bright pink felt that I got at Walmart for 23 cents during the summer. And I'm going to cut off about a ½ inch, like so. Okay, so you want to place this scarf on the little snowman like this, and just kind of pull on both ends to make sure it's snug. And you want the scarf to go a little ways up, like it's covering up the mouth because it's so cold. But you want the pink on the cheeks here to show, and I might go back in and make those a little darker. Okay, so just pull both ends, make sure it's nice and snug, and then you're going to take your hot glue gun and give it a little squirt in here and underneath, one little squirt like that, and then in the back part you're going to go under here and give it a little squirt just so it will stay put. Okay, now you're going to take your pinking shears and don't cut too much at once, cut a little at a time to see how long or short you want it. Now I think that looks pretty good right about there. Now I also have this little snowflake punch from Martha Stewart, and I believe there were a few different snowflakes in these punches. I bought it a while back. And I just used the sparkly fun foam or craft foam, and I just punched them out. They punched out real easily. And so that's what I'm going to glue right here on the side of our snowman. There's something on my glue gun. Okay. Just putting a little bit. And I kind of want it to be on the scarf, but a little off to the side. So now I'm going to take one of these flat back pieces of bling that I bought from Dollar Tree and see which ones look the best. On here, that looks kind of cute. Oops. Okay, with some searching, I found the color that I wanted to use on the snowflake. So I'm going to put hot glue right in the middle of the snowflake, just like that. Alright, so we're going to put the little snowflake charm on here, and you want your little loop down here to be facing the front like an open eye. You can see it up close. So you might need to use your little flat nose pliers and turn it around to the front. And the reason why you want to turn it around to the front is because we're hanging a jump ring on it. And this is a 5mm jump ring, so it's, sorry about that, so it's kind of small, but I wanted to draw more attention to the snowflake and not so much to this jump ring. So that's why I'm using such a small one. Okay, and I bought these snowflakes really cheap on eBay, and it didn't come with the crystal there. I put that on myself. I just hot glued it on. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is add this upholstery thread, and I've showed you this before in my videos. They do have it in black as well at Walmart, but I just have it in white right now. So I made a little loop, and I'm going to just loop this over the little top notch here in the hat, and I'm just going to put a couple of little overhand knots in it. And everything on here is so lightweight. It really is. This is an extremely lightweight ornament. Okay, so now I'm going to tie couple overhand knots here as well at the top. Okay, and then I'm going to snip it here. Now you can take a little Christmas hook and hook it right on here. Okay, so I think this really turned out pretty cute. I might add a little more pink here to that one cheek. But other than that, I mean, it's finished. And you don't have to wait around, no drawing time. People always seem to love these. Okay. So that's pretty good. The brighter the pink you can get, the better it will look on your little ornament. And you can use all kinds of different color combinations. But I think this turned out pretty cute. So with that said, thank you so much for watching my video, and be sure to check out Craftie's video as well. And once again, I'll have the link in the Show More drop-down bar below for Craftie's channel, as well as in the first comment, okay? And of course, it'll always be on my blog. Alright, with that said, you take care, and God bless each and every one of you. Bye-bye.